having been a leader in retail for over 30 years, how has your ability to manage people, but also manage those above you, impacted your career path?
Okay, I thought about that because I think that's two separate issues, right? All right, when you're on the management side, it is all about coaching people. You know, I've always had a philosophy that if they win, I win. If they fail, I fail. And when especially if you're on the sales side, I mean, I don't sell all the shoes. It's my job to get them sold, right? So it's my job to coach, guide. I think I've had a real value by raising 5 kids because I really don't look at it a lot different. You know, I think every parent inherently wants their kids to be successful and to do well. And I think if you assume that same idea toward the people that you work with, you also do well.
Sure. One of the best pieces of advice I ever received from an old boss was, you know, you'll really be able to tell if you want to go work for someone by not what they do, but by what have those people underneath them gone and done after they left that job.
And I think the best compliment I've ever been given, you know, you work with a lot of people throughout your life, and not all of them are going to stay to the company you're with. I understand that, and I think you're going to see as the years go on, people changing jobs more often, and I understand that. But the greatest compliment is when somebody comes back to you and says, you know, I want to thank you for, you know, the time you spent or whatever. And especially when there may have been probably a handful over the years that I actually had to let go. But that have come back and thanked me, maybe for helping them along the way. So, you know, I think that's one. But then managing up, you know, in business there's a lot of egos, especially the farther you go. Egos get a lot bigger, so you have to be able to manage that. And part of it is politics. You got to figure that out. But, you know, the bottom line is get results, no matter what your job is, right? Everybody likes results because that's what makes them look good. So, but you do have to manage and control. Part of it's controlling expectations of everybody so that you deliver upon those expectations.
Good deal.
And you just can't be intimidated by your boss. You really can't. I get along so well with every boss I've ever had. And throughout my career, I've probably had one in my entire career that the ego was just so huge. But I figured out how to just get around it and just deal with it.
Just get business done, right?
Just get business done. Eventually, some of those type of people don't end up making it. Their egos are almost too big.
Sure. So what's the one piece of career advice you would provide a young man or woman looking to break into the sports industry?
I think what we talked about at lunch, have a passion. Figure out what your part is. My part was retail. My part was store operations. But that doesn't make that for everyone. So I think what your interest is. You know, we have people that are on the buying side, the product side, product development, and they have a passion for it. They are so good at it. I couldn't do that. Right? But they couldn't do what I do either. So I think having a passion for whatever you do and figuring out, and then it's not work. Then that's fine.
Sure. Can you speak a little on the value of networking and what role it's played to where you are today?
Yeah, in my career, it's played a big role. You know, I spent many years with the Foot Locker Corporation, the various divisions. And throughout that, one thing I found in our business, and I'm pretty sure it's in most, people stay in the same line of work, so to speak. Like on our vendor side, they jump from company to company, but they stay, right? What's the same on the operational side? They end up staying. Well, when I was looking to leave the Foot Locker group, I was able to network back with somebody I'd worked with at Champ Sports that was now working at Finish Line and actually got me the interview with one of the founders. So I think, you know, it's very important to constantly be networking because you never know what you'll need. And you never, you know, there's a saying, you be good to the people as you're moving up the ladder because you might see the same ones coming down. And I've always tried to, I don't treat anybody less than me.
Sure. What's the toughest hurdle you've had to face while getting to where you are today?
Probably two things. One, you have to stay focused. And it's easy to get distracted. You know, you can get, you have to stay focused on the big picture.
Mm-hmm.
And it's easy to get stuck in some of the, you know, the trivial things that come up. I mean, there are emergencies that come up. But you got to stay focused on the big picture. I mean, it's the big prize that counts.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Finally, what trends do you see your industry capitalizing on in the next 5 to 10 years? And we talked a little bit about this at lunch, that it's to the point now where it's almost like 7 things a decade. And
Right.
it's not just
and that'll go faster.
1 or 2.
Right. That may go 8, 9, 10, right? Major business changes. And technology is really fueling those. And I see the biggest trend is in technology. You know, it wasn't very long ago, just for example, on our product side, it was just a running shoe. Well, today we've combined music with running shoes with the Nike Plus system, so that you can track your mileage within your shoe through your iPod. Well, where will that be down the road?
Mm-hmm.
You know, in our training today, we have eye touches, where our people are on the floor learning about the different products they sell. Well, it wasn't that long ago that we actually just had maybe pieces of the individual shoes cut up. Before that, it was just a picture in a book. So you look at how fast things change. So I think the biggest thing that you're going to see is technology. And technology within the products we carry. You know, I was just listening to everything today in football is about the concussions. Well, there are football helmets out there that can prevent concussions.